Hi, you guys. Thank you for coming in today. My name's Leanne, and I'm going to be your mediator. Can I call you Daniel? Is that all right with you?
Mr. Kunkel.
Mr. Google?
Yeah.
What about you?
Honey, you call me Chris.
Chris? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take a few moments to explain what mediation is. I'm just a impartial third party here to listen to you guys and help you guys reach a settlement. And I want to remind you guys that everything will remain confidential as we all agreed on before. And also, please put as much information on the table as you can so we can get clarity on the issues. And when we get to the later stages, please think of.
Keep going.
And when we get to the later stages, I want you guys to start thinking of ways that we can solve the issues that you guys have presented here today. So, and a few courtesies. One person speaking at a time. And if someone has something to say while the other person is speaking, please write it down, because I will remind you that we're here to respect each other and listen to one person at a time. So, Mr. Kunkel, if you would like to begin?
Yeah.
Oh, why do you have to go first?
That's why
Because-
rules work, hillbilly. I don't know if you know that.
Okay,
Okay, nah.
please speak to me, only Mr. Kunkel. And Chris, if you have anything to say, please. I'm sorry, I know it's a little difficult to listen to, but, you know, we're here to solve the issues here.
I'll wrap
So,
then. Go for it.
Okay, so I worked in the inner city in the financial district for over 30 plus years. I've worked hard all my life, looking forward to retirement, resting, hanging out. So I paid my dues, worked 30 years, had a nice retirement set up for me. I sold my house in a financial district in the inner city, moved out to the outskirts of town away from people. My doctor prescribed me to take 1 year rest from people, and we kind of took it extreme, me and my wife. We stopped even talking to family really for the year. Not like we're not mad at you guys, hey guys, we're taking a break. We'll talk to you guys soon, but not right now. Took a break from friends. We just want to take a year to relax and focus on each other as far as spouses. And so everything was good. We sold our house. We moved into this place. It was quiet, and we didn't have any plans to buy anything crazy. We weren't trying to get rid of our riches. We just wanted to relax, rest, and be calm. And so everything was going great up until that point. So we move in, everything is fine. There's no problem whatsoever. Soon, out of nowhere, there's just a bunch of noise. I have no clue what the noise is. It's coming from my backyard, but we have because it's the country, there is really no backyard. So my backyard connects to my front yard.
okay.
Makes sense.
Yes,
So
that
it's
makes
it
sense.
connects to my driveway and everything. So it's in my yard. Let's just say that. And through my fence, I can see it's obviously it looks somewhat of. I mean, I don't watch the sport, but it looks as if some type of racetrack,
Okay.
dirt bikes, cars, whatever. I don't know. It's obviously very white folk and hillbilly and
Okay,
Confederate flag.
Whoa. I mean, you calling
Okay,
hillbilly.
can we?
You calling
Mr. Kunkel,
hillbilly.
can you please just speak to me? And so, can you?
That's what it is.
What do you mean by hillbilly?
Hillbilly. It's a pretty good example. About what I mean.
Okay, so it's basically something that you are not familiar with, right? You said you saw.
I'm familiar with it.
Sunday
I'm familiar with it now. I'll just say that.
Okay, so when did you move to this house?
It's about 8 months ago.
And then when did you start hearing the noise?
2 months in.
So you said it was just all of a sudden?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
What kind of noise?
Whatever noise they make.
So can you tell me, was it during the day or during the evening?
It's a little bit of both. So it started out just at certain a period of time during the day.
Okay.
Let's just say I don't remember the actual time, but sometime in the evenings. Let's just say 4 p.m., 4:30, and then it go for a couple hours, which was at first I was gonna keep my peace. I don't want problems. I remember I came out here to rest. I didn't want to be disturbed by people. you know, I worked in the financial district, like I said, for 30 years, so I deal with higher class people. So I know how to deal with these people.
Okay, can you please just speak to me?
So, anyways, after 2 months, I didn't say, or 2 months, I didn't say anything for about a month. And then what started to happen is they would get debris from racing. They would hit my cars, and I bought a pressure washer to accommodate. So up until this point, no complaint. They're
No
ruining my
complaint.
property. Nothing but I'm gonna help them out. But I'll buy a pressure washer. I won't even say anything to them.
Okay.
So I'm just being a good neighbor. I want them to have fun. I understand they want to have fun. It's
Okay.
okay to have fun, but it's not okay to hurt people's property. But even then, I still accommodated. I still, you know, maybe
So
it's
when
not
you
one-
said that they hurt your property,
yeah, the car is my property.
so they were getting dirt on your car? Is that what you're saying? Was there any other sort of damage?
Dirt, rocks.
Okay.
I mean, enough damage to buy a pressure washer. A pressure washer is like
Yeah.
insanely hard.
I
Like,
mean, if you see us
Okay, hold
outside,
on, Chris,
there's
may I-
dirt,
Chris,
take your car inside.
Chris, can you please
I
just write
mean,
it down if you have something?
No,
to
just
say?
common sense, you know?
So,
my
Mr. Kunkel,
property. I
can
park
you
wherever I
please
want. I park wherever I want. I
Can-
park whenever I want.
That's why I got mud on it.
So
can you please describe the noise to me? Because you just said noise and I don't.
It just sounds like white trash people hanging out and like beers being
Okay, so
and like cars starting.
okay,
and
so
nasty cars too. They
by
sound
white
disgusting.
trash, let's be respectful here, and you know I understand that emotions
So by
are
white
high
trash,
right now.
I'll define it. So I'm white, but I'm not white trash. I've had a good job. I've worked 30
Okay,
years in the
Mr.
city.
Uncle,
like
can you
how-
please
White
look?
trash is
Can you
lower
please
than
talk
He
to
gets
me?
mud on his car.
Lower than
He's
Okay,
too scared to say
Chris?
something.
lower than me.
He's
Chris,
not scared
can
to
you
say anything
please-
now.
Me,
No.
you.
I
Okay, do we
mean-
need to take a break?
No, we're fine. We're fine. He's gonna understand what.
Do you
he
guys
is.
need to take a break?
No, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem
Apparently,
Okay.
he knows a lot of words and knows how to talk a lot of crap.
Anyways,
Okay,
so
okay.
what I would after a while my wife, so you can ruin my property, you can make noise, but once you disturb my wife, that's when things get personal for me. So
Oh,
I
what
go,
do you want?
I'm going to
Chris,
explain
please.
to you.
Chris,
It's called being
No,
patient. I don't know if they taught that in school. Did you go to school?
Go for it.
Mr. Kunkel, can you please just talk to me?
Tell me,
Was
tell
it
me,
third grade?
Chris?
The last 4
tell
years
me,
of
tell me
your
more
life?
about your wife. Tell
Can
me more about it.
can one of you guys sit over here?
No, I like it right here. I like talking to
You
you.
like?
I like it better.
Okay, well, if there's any more interruptions, I am gonna move one of you guys.
Okay. So I went over to their property. I don't know them at this point. I don't think they've
Okay.
even heard of me. I haven't heard them as far as people. I heard them as far as sound. But I went over to like I said, I wanted them, and I still do, I want them to have fun. So I went over there to try to compromise them. Hey, guys, could we, restrict the noise or whatever we're doing down to an hour a day at the same time, or could we just is there a compromise we can meet? Go over and
Okay, so
basically.
I don't mean to interrupt. So you did go over there to talk to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go over there to try to figure out if we can compromise a deal to where we're both happy. Because I don't want to handle it like the city where
Yeah.
cops get involved and everyone gets their services.
I
Outskirts of
understand.
town, so I want to make it simple. I want to keep a good little neighborhood that's there. So right off the bat, instant, just I don't know what it was. Rage, people getting pissed off, making fun of me because
So-
I'm upper class.
So when you said people, who did you talk to when you went over to your neighbor's house? Was it just Chris or were?
I don't remember who it was. I don't
Not
remember.
me.
I don't know if it was Chris. I don't know. It was some person like them.
Okay, What do you mean by them?
White trash. Want me to
Okay.
explain it again?
No. Okay, so let's be respectful. And I know that.
Okay. There's white people. I'm white, so I can say that. There was white people there who I didn't really like.
Okay.
Who had some frustration with what I was trying to say.
How did you approach them?
I walked over. I didn't step on their property because it's a big little
Okay.
racetrack. So I just stood on said, hey, try to one of the two drivers say, hi, I'm the neighbor, guys. Could we talk a little bit more about what we're doing here to
Okay.
kind of condense the noise? And so I think that for them was kind of like a hazing time. Started yelling names at me, started making stuff up, started calling me things.
So
Like white trash.
So, Chris, please. So, when you went over and you said that you tried to talk to them and they started responding back to you in an offensive way.
Yeah.
So, did you do anything to.
I told them the fact. I told them that they were white trash, and then I left. I just stated fact.
Let me pause.
So I just told him that, and then I left. And then, if I can continue on that point, and then so I went from 1 hour here, 1 hour there of noise to 24/7, always noise, always something going on the track, more and more people, escalating. It's just madness. And then I believe that's when I went over there a second time, and almost the exact same response. I'm pretty sure I talked to him. I still don't remember. There's tons of people there. So obviously no wiggle room in how we're gonna get this solved. So I go to call the city.
Okay.
I'm trying to help them. So at first I made 2 efforts to help them so they can still have fun. So they didn't want to comply. So what I do it what a formal man does, and I go to the city to make sure everything is what they're doing is up to code. Because if they're not doing it, then it should be taken down. That's just fair. That's the laws, and they should follow the laws like everyone else does.
Okay, so you did speak to the authorities?
The city was the authority. I didn't call it coffee. I just
you
spoke
didn't?
to
Okay.
the city.
Okay. In regards to the track that was built?
Yeah, because I'm not saying that it was illegal. I just didn't know if it was
legal. Okay. And can you tell me what they told you, what the city said to you?
So, I don't really trust what they said because here's why. There have been budget cuts. I don't know. I've been out of work, so I don't know why. But there have been budget cuts, and so because of that, they had less workers. So it took them a little while to get out there, and it was just one guy. There wasn't multiple people, and they couldn't go on his property. So they looked from my property. They didn't get a good perspective, and so they couldn't file anything because it just looked like dirt from their perspective. But it's also not just dirt. Obviously, there's people going around. There's got to be insurance issues. There's got to be issues because there's kids just coming in that they probably don't even know. So there's got to be some kind of code there that's not right. They said they couldn't find anything, but if anything happens, keep them updated. So
when you spoke to the city, did they say that they went to visit Chris's house? Were they able to see,
No.
or is this just off of what you described to them?
No, they came and they came and looked, but most of their depiction has to come from where I described it to them because they couldn't go over to his house, and it was just one person. So, and then he filed. Oh, so what happened was he was standing next to my mailbox all the time. He was staring at me because he knew I called the city, and he knew that I was trying to negotiate. So I started taking pictures of him creeping on my property. I had to move my own mailbox. He said standing over. I don't know if he was urinating on it, whatever he was doing.
Okay, so when you say he was creeping
I don't know what
on your property, besides the mailbox, did he actually go on your property, in your backyard, on your driveway, anywhere?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he wanted to see what an actual nice person's house looks
It's a
like.
question. It's a yes or no answer. Your
I
question.
think he wanted to see what
Okay,
what a
right?
well-kept
Chris,
house
hold
looks
on.
like, or like a
Your
good person
turn
lives
will
like.
come
That's like you said.
I don't think he
That's
knows
a no.
what
Okay.
I did it.
I mean, I have no idea. I can't say
He
no
doesn't
because
know.
I can't say no because I've seen him come close to my property. But then I don't know what
Did I go
time.
on?
I don't know what time he'll
Chris,
go to bed.
please.
So he
Doesn't
could be
give
coming
you
in at 2
no
a.m.
risk.
Chris, I'm gonna
So
have to
let's just
issue
do
a
this.
break.
Let's just do
If
this.
this is gonna
No,
continue.
we're okay. Chris is just a hillbilly. Doesn't know any better.
No.
So,
Mr. Kunkel,
Miss
please.
Mediator, I came here as a respectful man.
Yes.
I came here to talk. But if I'm going to get
Yeehaw!
So,
disrespected,
Mr. Kunkel, please
I'm going to take
talk
off.
to me
Because nothing's going to happen
and
either
not
way.
to Chris. Okay? Please do not make any side comments
Okay.
because I am trying to hear your
Okay,
side
I'm
of the
done.
story.
I'm done. I just need to get that out.
Okay.
I think he needs to hear.
Okay, so just to make
I think it's
things
pretty funny.
okay, so just to make things clear, so first you moved there about 8 months ago
Mm-hmm.
with your wife.
Yeah.
And then about 2 months in, you started hearing a lot of noise all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've tried to talk to Chris and his family or whoever is at his house twice, but both of the times you went over there, it did not end well.
Yeah.
And then after that, you started noticing him on your property.
Whatever.
No.
Okay, then can you explain that a little bit more to me about what you said about him?
I visually saw him come close to my property. So I
Okay,
took
okay, so
pictures
it's-
standing over my mailbox, intentionally staring at me in a threatening way.
Okay, so you have pictures.
So I do have pictures, but
Okay.
I don't have pictures of him coming on my property. I'll say that.
Okay.
But then he goes and files a restraining order against me for taking pictures of him when he's over there urinating on my mailbox, standing
Okay,
over there in my house.
Okay, so we don't.
called
So
the bathroom
what? So
We should
what?
get one.
So what makes you think that he was urinating on your mailbox?
Okay, well, that was a bad question.
That's nothing, apparently.
Because I'm going to say it's because he's
Obviously,
a hillbilly. But you said
can't
you
respond
asked
right
Okay.
away.
You asked
Okay.
questions.
Okay,
You asked
Mr.
questions
Kunkel,
because he's a hillbilly.
Mr. Kunkel, I want to move away from the
You
term
got-
hillbilly
you
and
got
white
some-
trash, please. Okay?
Okay.
Because we're trying to be respectful.
Christopher probably doesn't own a bathroom
Okay, well.
because he falls into the stereotype of a name that I won't say.
Okay, so let's
So-
move on from the stereotype. Okay, so.
Why would I
okay,
need
so
a bathroom if I got his mailbox?
Okay, Chris,
Right?
please.
Right?
Chris, please take notes if you have anything else to say. Okay. So, Mr. Uncle.
I'm done.
Okay, one more question. When you said that your wife was disturbed, what do you mean by that?
When you have a person who rhymes with might slash urinating on your mailbox, how do you not get threatened or feel disturbed?
Okay, so your wife, did she ever try to talk to them, or did she just express her concerns to you?
She doesn't talk to people like him.
Okay, well, what do you mean? Okay, actually.
A real man?
No.
That's why she's been so disturbed?
Okay, moving.
At least I'm not married to my sister.
Okay, stop. Okay, so are you finished? Is there anything else you would like to add, Mr. Kunkel?
No, I want to hear what Texas says.
Okay, let's. Okay, Chris, can you please share your side of the story? And please talk to me and do not.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a
Speak to Mr.
respectful
Coco.
man, so you won't get any of those rationales out of me.
Man.
Okay, and Mr. Kunkel, please
So-
be respectful and stay silent as Chris is speaking. Because, if you have any comments that you would like to add, please write it down and save it because we will come back to it.
Okay.
Okay.
You understood that, right?
Okay, Chris, please speak
He's
to me.
talking
What
to
did I
me.
say?
He's talking to
No,
me.
before we start, I just want to make sure you understand.
Talking to me.
you
Yeah,
know?
okay.
Okay. Well, let's see. I've been living in my property for the past 15 years, right?
15, okay.
Everyone in that little area, we're all friends. We grew up together. That's our space.
Okay.
It's one big field, and we share the field. That's just how our community works.
Mhm.
Simple as that. Mr. City here decides to move in, and all of a sudden, tries
Okay,
to
what do you mean? Let's not call Mr. Kunkel Mr. City.
No,
Okay,
I like
Sorry.
the term. I like the term.
Okay,
It's better
so-
than, it's better than Hillbilly.
Okay,
Sorry,
I just
Mr.
want to
Kunkel.
clear that up because I don't.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak out of turn.
Okay.
Mr. Kunkel here decides to move in to our little
Okay.
community, and it's strange. No, he's from the city, he's not from here, but hey, I don't have a problem with that. Everyone's
Okay.
welcome in our little town. Then as he comes in and starts trying to give us rules and tell us what we can and what we can't do. We've all been living here for the past 15 years, like I said, and we're all happy. We've all been doing our own thing. We all
Okay.
agree. Now he tries to come here and take over.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way. He's coming over to my house. Me and my buddies hanging out and telling us, "Hey, you can't be drinking. Hey, you can't be on my property." Da da da. Who is this man?
Okay, so
That's
what do you mean
normal
by
rules can't be on my property. Are
Mr.
you
Kunkel?
freaking-
What did I just say
Do you
earlier?
live in
Please,
America? Are you freaking crazy?
What did she just say earlier?
Mr. Kunkel, please.
Did you hear?
Again, if you have any
Obviously,
side
you don't follow
comments,
rules, Hillbilly.
please
Sorry.
keep it
Sorry,
to
again,
yourself
I can't pretend.
or write it down
The
and
truth
save
just
it.
keeps coming out.
Okay, so Chris, when you said that he was trying to take over, what do you mean by take over?
He came in, started telling us rules.
Okay.
Can't be out late. Can't make noise. I can't walk anywhere.
What?
I think I am.
That's okay.
Can I come
Okay.
in here and tell me what I can and can't do? I'm my own man. I'm not going to let this man
I
tell
live
me
my own
what
country. I
can't
do my own thing.
Okay,
I don't
go
listen to
on.
real rules.
Mr. Kunkel, I'm gonna ask
Those
you.
are all civil rules, just so everyone knows. This is the last
Okay,
one.
Mr.
Made
Kunkel,
last one.
please, again, please,
Made it
if
up.
you have anything you want to say, please write it down because we will come back to it.
Anything? I could say anything later.
Not anything.
I think you need to borrow your pen because obviously you can't.
Yeah,
right?
I need to write down a word that starts with H.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Okay. And so simple as that, right? Well, before we made this racetrack that he keeps complaining about, we invited him. It was a community effort because me, my children want it, and I understand that's cool.
Okay.
I like my children. But, again, this is a big thing. We got to make sure everyone's a vote. So once everyone's house, we invite them one by one. I actually invited Mr. Coker here. He didn't show up. I put a letter in his mailbox. Nothing.
So was this after you built the track?
No, this was before.
It's before.
I'm trying to make
Okay.
sure everyone was okay,
Okay
with
with it? Okay.
So we went, we had a meeting. Mr. Kunkel didn't show up, along with two others. But the rule of our community is if you're not at the meeting, then that's on you. You lose your vote.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't there. So we
Yeah.
agreed on it. We voted. And the kids loved it, you know? We had all the kids playing. All the kids love it. They have somewhere safe because they're all in one area. We don't have to worry about someone wandering
Okay.
off getting kidnapped. And so it was fun. It was good for a while. No complaints. And out of nowhere, I have the city coming over and telling me, hey, you can't have this here. They're taking pictures. On my
Okay.
property taking pictures. telling us I can't do this. We have it for
It's the
months.
city's property.
Did the city give you any reason why you shouldn't have it? Did they?
They pretty much just
Oh,
say it
rules.
violates some
Mr.
code.
Kunkel, please.
It violates some code, but I mean,
Some
I don't know
So,
what that means.
so did the city tell you to take down the track, or did they say it's okay for you to leave it up?
they just said it's not allowed. It violates the code. Simple
Okay.
as that. But I mean, it's been months. Nothing's happened.
Okay.
And like not all small town works that way. We're out of town. We have our own little rules. We're
Okay.
respectful. And we operate our own ways.
marrying your second cousin.
Mr. Kunkel, I am going to separate you guys, or I will speak to Chris.
He's literally saying rules don't apply because we live in
Keep
Okay,
saying-
can you?
because we're
Can I
white.
please-
Disabilities, we don't.
Okay, you
We
guys
cannot
need to
follow
stop
the
talking to
rules.
each other, and
So
Mr.
I
Kunkel,
mean-
you need to stay quiet
I
for
didn't-
right now
I didn't know,
because
I
it
didn't
is
know I moved into Incestville.
Because it is
Trey
Chris's
remarks.
Like I said,
turn to
man,
speak.
I
Okay.
came here. But if I'm gonna keep you disrespected, not gonna
Mhm.
say my word, I'm just gonna hose you back on home. Because there's no point in
Okay.
being here. It's not just gonna work.
Okay.
You're gonna
Okay.
hitchhike home? Or?
Mr.
Ride your bike
Kunkel,
home.
Mr. Kunkel, if you're gonna make another comment, I'm gonna move you
Okay.
to the other side of the table.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go on.
So that was pretty much it for the longest time, right?
Mhm.
After sitting and doing anything, you know, Mr. Uncle here coming over and taking photos of my property now, taking pictures of my children.
Okay.
Now this became a big
Okay.
deal.
Okay, Mr. Kunkel, please.
These are my children.
If you have anything to say again, please.
They're outside having fun, right? The reason why we have them in our little community is so we don't have to worry about anything like that.
Okay.
And you got this guy here taking photos of my children. That is a big
Okay,
problem.
so when did you actually see him taking the photos,
Yes, I
or are you
no,
hearing
yes,
this from someone
I
else?
saw him taking pictures of my little girl outside.
Oh,
that crossed the line.
Let me
Okay.
see the photo. Let me see the
Mr.
photo.
We have
Kunkel,
the
please
photo.
hold on. So was this on one occasion or multiple occasions?
Of my daughter, one occasion.
That
Make
says
sure
bull
it was
crap.
at one
Let
occasion.
me see the photo.
Okay, Mr. Kunkel.
I don't have the photo. Do you have the photo?
You know the photo.
Mr.
right?
I don't
Kunkel,
have the
please,
photo.
we can talk about the photo after.
And
We will
then,
touch
There
base
is
on
no
that.
photo.
I have my son come up to me and tell me I'm not allowed to be outside, and it would be bad if something can happen to him outside.
Okay.
What does that mean? Why is he telling my son that? He shouldn't be. That means he's telling my son, hey, when you're out at night, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kidnap you.
What?
Exactly what it
Okay.
means.
I follow the
Okay,
rules.
so your son-
Unlike you.
I'm like,
So-
so still talking, right? After you told you not to?
Okay, you
Exactly.
guys, please speak to me, Mr. Kunkel. Okay, Chris, go on.
So, like I was saying, all that's been happening, again, if he has a problem with me, he can take it with me. That's how
Okay.
men operate. When you start attacking my children and threatening my children, you cross the line. Not just me, but with our whole community.
So, can I ask? So Mr. Kunkel said that he's tried to come talk to you guys twice.
Oh, no, yeah, he has. I
So-
won't say he
So
hasn't.
how did you feel when he came to talk to you? How did he approach you?
Like a comedian. Came over here, tried to throw on rules, tell us we can't do things. The funniest thing ever, let me tell you. We're all laughing at him. It's perfect. It's a cool little show to have.
They all have 4 teeth.
So, I mean, yeah, it was really
Mr.
funny,
Kunkel,
right?
please.
You know,
Okay,
the city got
again.
comedians. That's probably why he's out here, right? He
Okay.
got kicked out. Laughed out.
Okay. So what do you mean by comedian? Can you explain more? How did he?
But, like, he's
So
funny.
so did he come to you?
I think he's a hillbilly. Can I say that too? Because if you can take a meeting, I can take
Mr.
hillbilly.
Kunkel.
You gotta know their jokes. That's
I
why
can
he's
say
not a
Kunkel.
comedian
I can say
anymore.
hillbilly.
Okay, we're gonna have to stop with the hillbilly comments.
Okay. Can I call him Confederate flag?
No, you
Can I
cannot
call
call him a Confederate flag.
Can I
Okay,
call
we're
him?
gonna be respectful.
Okay. Well, he's a
Hey.
comedian.
You're
not
gonna
saying-
call him Chris,
you're not
and that is
saying
it. Okay, Mr. Kunkel.
I'm not calling him Chris.
If you don't like it,
That's
go ahead and
not-
move.
Okay.
We got a
Okay,
problem with
moving
that.
on. Okay, and then go on. So, is there anything else that you would like to add to yours?
I think that's it. Tear it out.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I get to respond, right? Can I respond now?
hold on, Mr. Kunkel.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, you said that you guys have been living in this community for about 15 years, and you and the neighbors are all close.
Yep.
And then Mr. Kunkel here moved in just a while ago, and it hasn't been a full year yet. And then all of a sudden he starts complaining about the noise, and you said that he's tried to approach you a couple times, but he wasn't respectful to you.
I mean, just because he got educated, I mean, he knows how to talk to people. Not don't need manners.
Okay.
They didn't teach that in school, right?
Okay, so after that, he started taking pictures of your children, is
Yes.
what you said,
Yes.
and then you saw him actually do this.
Yes.
And he also spoke to your son,
I'm
Yes.
surprised you knew what a camera was.
Mr.
I
Kunkel.
got no joke.
Please.
That's a statement.
Please.
That's a
Okay.
statement.
So Am I correct? Is there anything else that I'm missing from the timeline? Okay.
Okay, it's my turn.
Okay.
And my occupation.
Okay, if
It's my
Chris
turn, right?
is done, okay, yes, would you like to add anything onto what he was saying?
What was that? No, I'm good. I would like to say at least my mom, Lisa didn't have 5 dads, but it's like,
Okay,
What
Mr.
was that?
Kunkel,
I'm sorry, I just want to say
we're gonna focus on the
Yeah.
issues here, okay?
Can I respond?
Because you know what? Here's the
Can I
thing
respond?
about.
I just
Okay.
want to respond to what he said. So let's walk through what he said. So the first thing he said, so like I said in my first statement, I wanted everyone to still have fun. Yeah, okay. I don't know what he's talking about, this whole putting a letter in his mailbox for a meeting. I just saw a guy standing on the mailbox. Now,
This is not a read.
whether he was
Literally, right?
whether he was urinating or not, I don't know. But I moved my mailbox, so maybe either he did put it in there or it fell out while I moved it because I was worried that he was standing over.
So Mr. Kunkel, you're saying that you never got this letter that he said he
never
sent.
got this letter.
Okay.
So it's and let's be honest, he probably can't write. So it's probably never existed.
Mr. Kunkel, please.
Sorry.
Let's be respectful.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So, like I said, even though, because I had no problems with this guy at the beginning, I respected everyone in the neighborhood up until this point.
So before all this happened, how was your guys' relationship?
Non-existent. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but there was no problems.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's just continue here. Okay, so he said that I told his kids, I threatened his kid, right? I wanted everyone to have fun. Those kids were riding recklessly, so I said, you guys better be careful when you ride those things.
Okay.
That's not a threat. I understand that it could be taken as a threat. I've worked in a business where you can be fired in a minute for anything like that. And I've never had anything like that in my life. Why would I threaten kids? I have 2 of my own
Okay,
kids.
so you did not disrespect his son.
What could be perceived as threatening, I can promise you, was a legitimate concern for those kids. Was, hey, you better be careful when you ride those things. I mean, how's that even a threat? What am I going to do? Am I going to make sure you fall? No, I'm not going to do that. I said that to them in a genuine way. Now, if they don't perceive it like that, that's not my problem. I honestly, I know where my heart was at. They don't know where my heart was, but I know where mine was. So, I'll stand before my Creator and be able to tell them I know what I was saying there. So that's the first argument that I'm going to tell them is that no, I did not threaten his kids, and I promise you I never threatened his kids.
Okay.
Kids have nothing to do with the argument. I have problems with the parents. If I'm going to have a problem with the parents, I go talk to the parents, as shown in my previous case where I walked to them twice and got treated like a child. Okay? So let's walk over what he said, my comedic rules, right? So 1, I said, hey, I didn't say you guys have to, right?
Yeah.
I never said that. I said, hey, can you guys please keep the noise down and not stay up, past 12, or not be as loud past 12. Told them I'm retiring. I'm trying to rest up.
Okay.
So I suggested that, and then this is after I seen him around my property. I said, I don't like you. I advise you, please stop going around my neighborhood. Now he just said that I came in there and said, you can't do this. I said, please, would you guys not do this? Now they didn't do it, right? Did I call the cops? No. I went over there a second time. Asked them again. No. So it's not my fault. They don't know what. So did I walk over there and call them hillbillies? Did I walk over there and call white trash? No. I walked over there and said, hey guys, can you keep it down? Could you be not loud past this? I am 60 years old. I'm trying to get some sleep, and you guys are being disrespectful. Did I say anything to him? No. So was I disrespectful anyway whatsoever? Absolutely not. Was I disrespectful after? Absolutely, because I don't care how long they live there for. There's laws, and laws need to be followed. Just because they live outside of the city doesn't mean they're within the city's limits and can't follow laws. Everyone has to abide by laws. They're not just special because they lived here and they get to make their own laws. Everyone follows laws, and so if they don't want to follow them, I will gladly call the authorities.
Okay, so Mr. Kunkel, so from what I understand, so from the start, you said that when you spoke to Chris's son, you came from a good place.
Yeah.
You were concerned for him.
Absolutely.
And so basically you were just telling him to be careful and you meant nothing threatening.
Nope.
Okay, and the second thing is when you tried to approach them
Twice.
When you were trying to talk to Chris, you were trying to talk to him about the noise level because it is disrupting you and your wife.
Yeah.
And you did it in a respectful manner.
Absolutely.
You did not
He
come.
would agree to that. Even he would.
You did not come on in an angry tone or.
Absolutely not. I never have any situation. I never will. I know how to keep my temper down. Now, Am I disrespectful now? Absolutely, because I'm in the process of the year. I have to move, and I have a restraining order placed on me, and I just worked my butt off for 30 years trying to rest and hang out. My cars have been just throttled and done. I don't have a garage, so that's why I can't keep them inside. I'm not going to get a tarp and make it. I'm not going to buy a garage because you guys don't listen, okay? So this whole meeting, I never heard about it, never was a part of it. Don't know what he's talking about. Okay.
So, Mr. Kunkel, what would you like to see happen moving forward?
Here's what I said. I think the race car track is a great idea for kids. I think it's
Okay,
fun.
yes, because you have emphasized that you want them to have fun.
Absolutely. So the last
Okay.
thing I want to do is be hated in my own neighborhood. So I want those kids to have fun. But what I want is mutual respect. I came there to relax and hang out. Okay?
Okay.
So when it's 9 p.m. and I can't sleep and I've taken my sleeping meds and they're not working out because there's people getting drunk, being absurdly loud at
Okay.
this time, no matter what day of the week it is. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'd love for them to do the track, and I'd love for this to use them. I love for it to be used, maybe once a day, for a certain period of hours. They can have it from 3 to 4 p.m. Okay, now I know 3 to 4 p.m. I need to either get out of the house, read a book, I need to do something somewhere else. In return, they need to make sure that the fencing along my side of the house is fixed so that when dirt and rocks come over, it's not hitting my windows, not hitting my cars. But like I said, I want them to have fun. I want those kids to have fun. It's like my kids had fun. I'm not trying to ruin that. I'm trying to get just respect in the sense of basic common sense and common rules and just respect for another person.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I understand what you're saying. So you want respect. You also want some quiet in the evening. So it'd be great if you guys can establish a time. But you're not against the racetrack being taken down at all.
No, I think it's a great idea.
And also you want to focus on the fence so that your car is no longer getting damaged.
Yeah.
By the mud and the rocks.
I mean, they can do that or build me a garage. I don't care.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add for now, or can I let
there's a restraining order on me for me taking pictures of someone doing something on my mailbox.
Okay, so how does that affect you? How does the restraining order?
I'm retired, so it doesn't really affect me in any sense of me getting a job. But just as a person who's never had one complaint on them in the 30 years of working in the inner city, the financial district, living in the city, meeting with thousands upon thousands of people, doing hundreds of deals, never had one single complaint.
Okay.
And then to go on my record and say that I have a restraining order against someone because they're ruining my property and destroying my sleep, it's not okay for me.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Chris, is there... So after hearing what Mr. Kunkel had to say, he did emphasize that he wants the kids in the neighborhood to have fun, including yours, and he's not against it. He's just more concerned about the time and how at night it is very noisy and disruptive. So do you have anything you want to say about that?
Good. I'm not in the wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong. He called the city on us. City didn't do anything about it. He tried to get a restraining order against me. Judge denied it.
But do you understand why he called the city on you?
Because he didn't like the track.
But hold on. But
It's
Mr.
the difference
Kunkel,
from not being able to read, but just be in every
Mr.
stupid is
Kunkel,
crazy.
Mr. Kunkel, back to being respectful, please. Okay.
I violated this code.
Okay.
It's called a law.
And okay, so it's a law, right? Why isn't anything done?
Okay,
I didn't break anything.
but Chris, do you understand what
Budget
Mr. Kunkel
cuts.
was saying about how
You want respect and
I mean,
Why?
not only respect, but I'm gonna talk about the first issue, which
Could
he
you do me
was
a favor? Could you express to him that if we go to court, as soon as the judge sees code violation, his entire trial would just get shut down? I don't think it's
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think
The
it's
city
shut down.
came. They took photos. They saw.
Budget
Okay, but-
cuts, they don't have that many people, but when a judge sees it, it will be gone. So
Okay.
just try to express to him that.
Okay, I
His track
understand.
could be gone like that if I wanted to be. Trust me, I know people in the district of the city, so I bet you I know a good attorney, and I bet you I know that judge.
Okay.
I'll bet you I'll win that case.
Okay, Mr. Kunkel, I'm
Say what he
gonna.
wants.
So Chris,
Keep your
You-
track or leave it, bro.
you do understand that he's saying he wants the neighborhood children to have fun, and he's fine with the track. It's just he has a few issues about that. He wants the noise level to be down in the evening, and also something to be done about all the rocks and the dirt that is hitting his car. So, do you see his car after the track is being used? Have you seen the damage that he's talking about?
Some mud slicks. Yeah, I've seen that. Of course, it's just mud. Move it. I mean, it's that simple,
Okay,
right?
but Mr. Kunkel does not have a driveway. I mean, he doesn't have a garage, so
You gonna build me one?
So they move around to the back of the house. I mean, it's he's talking about common sense, right? That's
okay.
common sense, right?
Okay, how,
Really stupid. It's crazy.
Mr.
Look.
Kunkel, please.
He wants respect, right? Yeah, he's out here calling the police on this, calling authorities, throwing out names.
Call the city. I never call.
I
the police.
mean-
I can't easily.
That man doesn't deserve respect. He has to earn it.
So, Mr. Kunkel though has tried to speak to you, And-
Words.
and
Try to
he's
use words.
Exactly,
Mr.
right.
Kunkel, please. And he said that he's tried to speak to you in a respectful way, and he wanted to have a conversation with you about the noise level. So how often would you say is the track being used, and at what times?
Every day, all day. I don't know.
All day, and by all day, do you mean
Do
in
hear
the
that?
evening as well?
Every day, all damn day. Try to sleep with that. Try to sleep with a freaking. Big word.
Oh, you don't know big words?
Okay,
That's
Mr.
right, I know
Kunkel,
you don't.
Mr. Kunkel, Chris. So by all day, do you mean even into late evening?
Yeah,
All day means all
Sometimes
damn
at
day.
night.
Sometimes at night?
Sometimes
What-
at
how
night.
did the
Sometimes at night. All the time at
Mr.
night.
Kunkel,
Are you freaking crazy?
Mr. Kunkel,
man?
Let me make it real
please.
Do you know night and day? You know
Mr.
the
Kunkel,
difference? Are you
please let
serious?
Chris
I came
speak
here.
to
The
his
moon
point.
is different from moonshine, hillbilly.
Mr. Kunkel, about the hillbilly term.
That's a good one.
Let me just
Okay.
Moon and moonshine.
I came here. I respect, and if I don't go to mediation, nothing's gonna happen to me. I have no problem.
Just
But
tracks get shut
I'm not
down.
gonna stay here and keep getting disrespected.
Okay, Mr. Kunkel.
Understand?
Ugh.
Yeah, my cowboy.
Mr. Kunkel,
Alright, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Can we
I'll
please?
stop. I'll stop.
because we're still
Please
laying
stop.
all the issues on the table.
If you'll start thinking logically, I'll stop. You can't think
Okay,
logically.
Mr.
You
Kunkel.
can't think logically.
Okay,
What
pause.
do you want me to do? Fine.
Like I said, I came back out of respect, but I'm not looking to get me out of mediation.
Thanks for
I
coming
got-
back, man.
Either way, I'm getting what I want because the city's on my side.
Okay,
No, it's not the city's. Oh my god.
okay, Mr. Kunkel.
Okay, I can't use the word
Okay.
logic. That's part of the agreement while you come back. So yeah, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll say. If you can get him to acknowledge that I can have his track taken out, I'll move forward to a solution. But if he won't, then I'll walk away from mediation.
Okay, so before you just said that you were okay with the track being there.
Yes, but I can take it out as quick as the city will say. I don't know, a big word again. There you go. Hold on, let's say.
So,
I can
Mr.
take it
Kunkel.
out. I can take it out as quick as possible, but I can also leave it there with no harm, no foul. But if he can acknowledge that I can easily take it out, then we can move forward. Because he needs to know, just because he lives in a little environment where it's like an anthill and he's the king of the anthill, that makes a term. That's just an analogy. You know what that is. So basically, if he can realize that he's not the sheriff of his town, the town is the sheriff of the town, and that when they say you're in violation of code, but we don't have enough people yet to come take it down, all I have to do is get a judge to see it, and it's over.
Okay, so Mr. Kunkel, despite him.
I'm here so we can keep track. So I'm here for that.
Okay, so you are okay with the track being there,
Yeah, I've said that 5 times.
but I want to be clear because all of a sudden,
Because you probably didn't translate.
Mr. Kunkel.
That's what. you need
Mr.
to
Kunkel,
translate.
I thought we
This is
agreed
between us.
on
I
being
need to.
respectful.
No, I'm serious.
Mr.
You need to
Kunkel,
translate my anger to
Mr.
him
Kunkel.
correctly.
Okay,
This is
but
between me and
I
you.
Chris
wasn't
is
trying to be
not
offensive.
talking.
I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was saying
Mr.
translation.
Kunkel,
Oh,
please
my
look at me when you speak. Do not look at Chris.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that offensive. I really meant that she was going to translate my anger. Just so you know. I wasn't mean translating.
Look, I don't have a problem with you disrespecting me, but now you're trying to disrespect her, and
I didn't say
I
that.
ain't gonna have that.
Okay,
Do you even know what?
okay, Chris, Mr. Kunkel.
Sorry, I'll get it.
Okay, so So do you understand what Mr. Kunkel is trying to say with
Oh no, yeah.
how?
He's telling me either I get rid of the track or he's getting rid of it, right?
But then he did again.
Oh,
Besides that, he said that he is okay with the track being there, but it seems like the main
But-
issue for him is the time and or respect. Is there any way that we can figure out an agreement for the children to still use the track, but agree on a certain time slot?
So, like Mr. Kunkel said, I'm not the sheriff of the town. I'm not the king of the anthill, right? I can't decide on what everyone said. I can't tell everyone what to do. If anything, I can tell my children. The
Okay.
whole community has to go through. If you're gonna keep up this hillbilly shenanigans, it's not gonna get through. So you can tell. I could say, yeah, sure. Well, I won't. I'll tell my kids no.
But are you willing to set up another meeting in the town in Mr. Kunkel in order to figure out how we can be respectful to everyone?
You know what? How about this? I don't support him. I don't have his back. You bring up a good point about the community. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we all put our votes in, right?
Yes.
Let's call a town meeting.
Yes.
Uncle
Okay.
Chris's
okay.
boys.
The town meeting, obviously, so they all use it, then they're all gonna vote for it. So let's just stop that before you continue.
So then
No,
why
but
did you try
hold
to
on.
convince them?
Hold on, Mr. Kunkel Chris. We're not
I don't
trying to do a town meeting on
I speak
closing
proper
down
English, so.
on close. Mr. Kunkel, please. On closing down the track, it's about having an allotted time slot so that you can get your sleep in the evening and that the children can use the track during the daytime.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to set up a town meeting for that?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna agree to this, so we're moving literally nowhere. So you guys know.
This is your only chance to try to convince the town.
All I have to do is.
Mr. Kunkel,
call the
how would
city.
you like to move forward with this?
Okay.
Because
this
because
this is literally the last time I said.
because Chris is willing to set up a town meeting,
That's okay.
and if you would be involved in that,
You know what the town meeting is? It's calling his sister and his second cousin over to agree on keeping the track.
Mr. Kunkel.
Why would I agree to that? They all don't agree with me because they all use it. Okay, so that's obviously invalid. I don't even know why that's even like a topic, like an idea for a solution. That's not even on. That's like the most.
So a question. If,
That's a.
if you're
I'm
not
talking.
happy
I'm talking.
here,
I'm
Because-
talking.
Why
I'm
not just
talking.
move out?
I'm talking because I paid for that house. I mean, I don't know. You probably assumed it from like your second grandfather. Now that's not offensive. That's
Mr.
probably what happened, right? That's
Mr.
probably
Kunkel,
is that
Mr.
offensive?
Kunkel,
He said he
Mr.
listened.
Kunkel,
Oh,
Not
please
offensive.
move on
Okay,
from
yes.
about him.
Anyways,
Stick to the topic.
Anyways, so look, I'm not moving out. I never will move out. I retired. Staying there.
okay.
So, if he doesn't, I don't know how else to break it to you guys. I'm going to call either the city to take it down, right? Call a judge, take it down very easily,
Call.
or you can agree. Hey, I'm disrespectful. I don't know common sense. Obviously, if I'm trying to keep everyone up at night. So what I can
Mr.
do.
Kunkel,
Because so my neighbor is willing because he wants the kids not to have fun, not you. I want the kids to have fun. I'm willing to let them have fun, so I'll let them go for an hour a day on that track with all their friends and have a great time. Okay, and then if you can agree to that, that's great. But if you don't, it will be down. And then, like I said, I worked for 30 years, very rich, have a lot of cars, a lot of money. I could easily buy your property if I wanted to. And then you and all your close knit family. I'm not close.
okay,
Mr.
Mr. Kunkel?
They can go live somewhere else.
Okay, so when you say that, when you talked about maybe like an hour a day,
That sounds great.
are you not willing to do this? How are you? You want to go to court? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have no problem. I have a great proven track record in court.
Would
That's
you
why
like to
that's why
try
you got
this
denied,
out
right?
in the community meeting first? Because
No,
Because
I'm
Chris,
I'm
the
never gonna
community-
do the community meeting. If I'm the only one who's against it, why would I agree to go to community meeting and say, "Hey guys, even though you love this thing, I'm
but you
trying
do
to
not
take it down."
know if everyone is against it.
Okay, but I
You have
do
a good
know
track
because
record, right?
everyone uses
If you
it
have a good track record, then you will win
with
this
a
one.
judge who's educated, you moron.
Mr. Kunkel,
I'm just saying, I'm not doing the.
Got it.
I'm not doing the meeting. I'm not doing the
Okay.
meeting. So stop. That's not a solution. So that's up to you. No, maybe stop.
pause.
Stop that. Okay. No. I can say so.
Go for it.
Let
Take
me
over.
do this. So he says the city hasn't done anything about it, right? So I was gonna let him keep the track, but obviously he doesn't want that. So how about I call the city to come over and talk to you and your sister, or I mean your wife. Sorry. Talk to you and your wife. You let them go on your property. And if they say the track is affecting any kind of code violation, it comes down. Okay. But if there's no code that's being violated, you get to keep the thing, no restrictions, be as loud as you freaking want, and I'll move out of the neighborhood.
Chris, how do you feel about that?
You move out.
I'll move.
Let's
out.
do it then. Yeah.
Okay, so
But if there's any if there's a water violation, if there's a dirt violation,
okay.
if there's any kind, and he can't go home and fix it right now. He has to leave it exactly how it is right now. The city has to
Okay.
come tomorrow.
I'll leave it.
Okay,
as
so- Okay, so from what I understand, you guys both agree on having the city come to check it out again, and if there's any violations, and if they tell him to take it down, you will take it down, Chris.
It's not gonna happen, but yeah, I'll take it down. I'll agree to that.
Let's go 5 more minutes.
Some practice.
Okay,
Okay.
but if there's no violations or anything,
And he has to take it down. He has to be respectful. So they still can't be being
I'm
loud
a
at night.
respectful man, as
They
you can
can't be
tell.
doing crap.
Sometimes.
And they can't be thinking that the sheriff's of the damn town because they're not. Okay.
okay,
he can't be
because
taking it with my mailbox.
okay, because
I
Mr.
agree.
Kunkel
I will agree
is
to
fine.
that.
Okay, so you will agree to that.
Yeah.
And then, Mr. Kunkel, please. And if there are no violations, you are willing to move out or deal with the noise.
Yeah, one of the two.
Okay, so you guys do agree to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Okay.
Mission solved. Let's get out of here.
Great.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Drive.
Oh!
Mr. Kunkel!
What's up, hillbilly?